This is what's pissing me off today. I'm Bob Pritchard. Well, if you've been following this program for any amount of time, no doubt you will recall that I'm a big fan of new technology. I guess that's what happens when you do two television programs, Toys for Boys and Computer Insider. At any rate, over the past, couple of months or so, I've had an awakening in technology, if you will. Up to this point, I've been working along thinking that this voice assistant stuff is really neat. Things like Alexa and Siri and all of those types of applications. At any rate, I tried something new over the summer, something called a Home Assistant, and it's completely revamped my thought process on exactly what it is this voice thing is all about. Up to, I guess, about 2 weeks ago, I was thinking that this is the direction, using voice commands to turn lights on and off and change TV stations and all that stuff. The problem with it is that, well, I guess people like to or don't like to say things out loud to get it to do things, like to say turn on a light or turn on the television. They're much happier with remotes or that sort of thing. So what I learned, which really threw me for a loop, is that all of these devices that we have around the house can actually speak to each other. So if you're relying on a major company like Amazon or Apple to supply all the intricacies or interconnections, you may be coming up really short on the entire process. For example, I discovered that I can put a picture from my Ring doorbell on my computer screen. No big deal. Not only can I get the image from the camera, but it also is interconnected to the motion sensor. So I could have it when we get an alert that there's somebody in the field of view of the camera, we could have it turn on a light, turn on a recorder, refresh a screen, anything we want to do. Another little thing we're going to try and experiment with, it's going to be kind of on the nifty side of things, is that we're going to connect our Bluetooth phones into the system. Not that we're going to use the Bluetooth for anything other than to tell Home Assistant that we're actually in a room. So if we're in the room, don't turn the lights off, that sort of thing. So it's causing a kind of an about face on where we're going to with this voice assistant technology. So if you're new to the whole game, there's a lot of things out there which, you may not be aware of, and it's worth taking a few minutes to shop. The only caution I have on Home Assistant is that you've got to watch a lot of YouTube videos to figure out how to get everything to interconnect, and that can take a fair amount of time. Whereas if you're dealing with Amazon or Siri or Apple, you're going to find that things come out of the box all set to work. So before you spend any amount of money, stop for a couple of minutes and do a little bit of research to make sure you're heading in a right direction before you get too far down the financial chain. And that's what's pissing me off today. I'm Bob Pritchard.